Hey everyone, how's it going? Matthew Bailey here, and welcome to another movie review of 2019. And I am extremely late on this review, and I need to get this out of the way before the end of the month of November. But this, as you can sort of tell from the picture behind me, this is my review on Harriet. Yep, excuse me. So, yeah, Harriet is basically the untold true story of the famous African-American woman Harriet Tubman, who in 1849 escaped slavery from her master and made it 100 miles from Maryland to Philadelphia to freedom. And ever since that day, she's been trying to become the first African-American woman to go back down south and free over 70 slaves to freedom through the Underground Railroad. Now, excuse me. So I basically never knew about how this movie, because I didn't even know it was coming out. But a few weeks, like I said, about 2 weeks ago, around November 1st, when Arctic Dogs and Terminator came out, this movie also came out, and which I never knew was even possible. I didn't even know about this movie, but when I was working and a lot of people were getting tickets for this movie, I realized that it truly was about Harriet Tubman, and so I decided to see this movie for myself. And like I said, I saw it 2 weeks ago, but honestly, this movie, there are no words to describe how great this movie was. It truly was the untold story of one of the greatest women in American history who stopped slavery back in the 1800s during the Civil War, and she was even part of the Civil War, and she led over 150 soldiers into a river raid and was able to free a bunch of slaves. And I mean, this movie, just like Blinded by the Light and a bunch of other true story movies, just proves to you then that a lot has happened in our history. And what I did not know, though, about Harriet Tubman was the fact that she apparently, in the day, she used to see visions after getting hit in the head, and she was able to see visions of the future, where her people were free, slavery was gone, everything was good. Well, unless you count what happened with Martin Luther King Jr. and the whole thing that happened between each race. But honestly, she was the one who really accomplished getting rid of slavery, and because she too herself was a slave. But when she was able to escape in 1849, oh boy, she had guts. And I gotta be honest, I guarantee you, if I were still living during the time of the Civil War, I would definitely be on her side. I hate trying to force people to do stuff like what they were doing to her people in this movie, and even in the day when it actually happened. So it just truly was remarkable how they interpreted her character and her life story of how she escaped slavery and started on the Underground Railroad and was able to be the first African American woman in history to end slavery. And I gotta say, I recommend you go see this movie if you haven't already. It is truly astonishing and remarkable that they made this movie. But anyways, let me give you my rating. So there's no doubt about it what my rating is for this movie. This was so spectacular, just like Blinded by the Light. I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 5. It was truly remarkable how they did this movie, especially based on the fact that some of the scenes in this movie were filmed right here in my home state of Virginia, which which I had no idea was even possible. if I had known they were filming this movie back in the day, I would have tried to possibly have a little bit of an appearance in the movie. Like, I would have drove up to the area where they were filming and see if I can audition for some role, and because at some point in the near future, I too want to be an actor. And a lot of young people have become actors in their time, and hopefully I get that chance too. Anyways, but that's all for now in this movie review, and as always, I will see all you dudes in the next video.